Hi everyone, thank you so much for having me here today. So I am really excited to talk to you. But before we proceed to our topic, let me introduce myself. I am Jinsky Bisibong and I am a student from ICCT Colleges. And now we proceed to our topic. Our topic for today is all about organizational behavior and management. But before that, we have first our objectives. Objectives. At the end of this topic, you are able to improve productivity and job satisfaction, find and develop the right employees, develop strong leadership and teamwork, and effectively resolve conflict. So what do you mean by organizational behavior and management? So, organizational behavior is an adjective that describes something as relating to an organization, which is a structured group of people working together for a common goal. It can also refer to the act of states of being organized or the system structure itself. For example, organizational goals are the objectives of a company. An organizational structure refers to the system of roles and reporting lines within a company. So we have core functions of management. So what are these? Number one is planning. Planning is the process of setting goals, defining actions to achieve them, and organizing the necessary resources and steps. It involves thinking ahead to determine what needs to be done, how, when, and by whom to bridge the gap between your current situation and the desired future outcome. So number two is organizing. So what does it mean? Organizing is the process of arranging and structuring things, whether physical objects, tasks, or resources, in an orderly way to achieve a goal. It involves defining roles, grouping tasks, and coordinating efforts to make team more efficient. In a business context, organizing is a key management function that involves assembling and assigning human, financial, and physical resources to implement a plan. And then the number three is staffing. So what does it mean? Staffing is the process of hiring, deploying, and managing employees to fill and maintain positions within an organization. It involves a continuous cycle of recruiting, selecting, and training the right people for the right roles to meet both immediate and long-term organizational goals. So the last one is leading and directing. So leading and directing is the management function of guiding, supervising, and motivating employees to achieve organizational goals through effective communication. So these four functions of management is very important when it comes in organizational. So next is teamwork. So teamwork is the power of collaboration, and then we have key elements of effective teams. And what are these? So the first is clear goals. So what does it mean? Clear goals are well-defined specific objectives that provide a clear sense of direction and purpose. So the second is defined roles. So this means that you need to find responsibilities to achieve goal. And then open communication. So what does it mean? So open communication is the practice of sharing information, ideas, and feedback in a clear, honest, and respectful way, where individuals feel safe to express themselves without fear of judgment or negative consequences. So we have mutual trust. So what does it mean? Mutual trust is a reciprocal belief in the reliability, integrity, and competence of others, where both parties in a relationship have confidence in each other and can be open without fear of being watched. So the last one is we have conflict resolution. So what does it mean? Conflict resolution is the process of resolving disputes or disagreements between two or more parties in a peaceful and productive manner. So let's move to the type of cultures. We have four types of culture. The number one is innovative. Innovative. So what does it mean? Innovative, a workplace environment that fosters creativity, encourages experimentation, and rewards the generation and and implementation of new ideas to create value. So the second is aggressive. So aggressive, this is the cultural acceptance or condemnation of individual aggressive behaviors. So the next is stable. So stable, this refers to the ability of a society to maintain its core structures, identity, and functioning over time. So before we end this topic, let us first answer the comprehension questions. So the first question is, how can an organization maintain workforce diversity? So the answer is, to maintain workforce diversity, an organization will need to focus on fostering a culture of inclusion and equity, where all employees still valued and respected. So the second question is, what are the ethical considerations in organizational behavior? And the answer is, we should respecting employee rights and dignity. And then the last question is, how can an organization manage conflict? So here we go. An organization manage conflict by promoting open communication using a structured resolution process. So that's all for today. So thank you so much for cooperating, and I hope you have learned to my discussion, and thank you so much.